I am really curious if you see anywhere specifically where the show has shaped the things that people are actually eating.
I don't know if the show has changed food. What I think it's done is given the audience vocabulary by which to talk about food and discuss food. I mean, I'm sitting in a restaurant, I can hear my voice, three tables over. Not my voice, but my things that we talk about on the show coming out of people's mouths. Even like something like the amuse-bouche is become so like in the vernacular of talking about restaurants, talking about food. You'll watch the show that's nothing about food, but you have to serving an amuse-bouche. It wasn't even mentioned until like Top Chef. Maybe in a restaurant, someone came by and said, in a French restaurant, you got an amuse-bouche. But, so I think it gave the audience and gave the actual the casual diner insight into what it takes to make a plate of food. And I think they become more appreciative of the work that goes into it. But I don't think it actually changed food.
I think it's made some of the trends and chef techniques more widely understood, maybe.
Yes.
Again, it's given insight and vocabulary to civilians, so to speak, about, things that otherwise would have been a small percentage of people in the industry. I also do think that on a very macro level, the economy of restaurants in America has changed because of Top Chef, simply because of the hundreds of contestants who've come through our show, gotten visibility, funding, as Tom explained, and gone on to open hundreds of incredibly successful award-winning restaurants. And now there is an actual travel economy where people travel the country and specifically when they land in a different city, seek out a Top Chef restaurant.
Wow.
And that has, I definitely believe, bolstered the restaurant economy in America.
Yeah. Okay. Lightning, last questions for you. What's a restaurant or food trend that you're a little sick of?
Small plates to share.
Yeah.
The dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Why are you sharing small plates? I would drive me crazy where I order a dish on the menu. I want this. And by the time I get it, by the time it gets passed around, it's a smudge on the plate. And I have to enjoy it somehow. Hate that concept.
I will say, I ate at Kraft maybe a year ago. That was not my experience.
Large plates.
Plenty of stuff for everybody.
Large plates to share. Absolutely makes sense.
Correct.
Not small plates to share.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I think the over-excessiveness bugs me a little. The idea of the sort of like the cotton candy boba mashup with the like that stuff that just feels excessive. And I don't know. It's just like a popularity contest.
Bouncing salt off your forearm. Like, that went away, thank God.
The throwing around of meat on the internet, I also find really disturbing. Though, like, you know what I mean? Where they're like, they throw it down and then they chop it up and then I don't know, it feels aggressive. Let's be kind to our animals who died for this purpose.
Well, that might be something that came from you guys' show, though, because it is so fun to watch. When you guys do with the challenge where people have to do things really quickly, I forget what it is, but doing the prep, when people are doing the prep amazingly quickly and they're kind of throwing things places. Yeah.
Like a mise en place race.
Yes.
Prep and efficiency and being quick is important. I'm talking more about like the aggression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I do want to know what you think about Resi. There's a lot of grumbling, I guess, among foodies about how it's changed the experience.
Yeah, I don't know coming from that side of it. It's hard to say. What does drive me crazy, and I try to train my staff on this, and it happened again, when I walked in the restaurant today. You're looking at a reservation sheet. I know it's on a computer screen, but if you can't memorize the next 5 names coming in, right? Know that Mr. Smith is one of the next 5 people. Within the next 15 minutes, there's a reservation for Smith or Green coming in. And when you come in and go, reservation for Green, they look down as if this is a mystery that this happened. And then they got to do this and do this and do this before they walk. How about they know that Mr. Green's coming in. Mr. Green says, party of 2, Mr. Green. And they say, oh, come right in. And they seat you. And then they go back to the podium and do all the stuff they have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit there waiting. It's like, this thing. I came really close to saying, print out the sheet and get rid of the computer screen at my front desk because it drives me crazy. Like, what is all this typing in that you're doing? You should know ahead of time what table I'm being sat at. Just come on in and sit down. This is insane.